Well, here we are at Jerusalem Mills, and we're in the mill, and oh my gosh, it's Goober the Traveling Bear, and there's something new here to see. Let's go talk to Miss Janet. Miss Janet, what do we have new in the mill today?
This is a display of dresses made from the flour sacks. Back in the Depression, they would take the flour sacks, and there's actually a pattern over here that shows you how to lay it out and cut it out and sew it together. And women would collect the flour sacks so that they would have the same design and make dresses out of them. And that's what we have on display here. They were originally flour sacks.
So this dress, so like at Walton's Mountain, for instance, where they're in the Walton's TV show,
Right.
where they're always scrimping for money, they could have been making dresses out of flour sacks.
That's right. That's correct.
So do we have an idea of how many different flour sacks were made, dresses from this area, right? Does anyone have any left over?
Well, there's a picture of this little girl. She is from Kingsville here, and her mother made her that dress from flour sacks from here.
Wow, that is so
and
neat.
I'm thinking it came right from this mill itself.
From this mill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is a learning thing that I really have never heard about either. Every time I visit the mill, I learn new things.
Very good.
Well, what's this display about?
Well, this is Mr. Bridges was the last miller here at the mill, and he at the time that he had the mill, milling wasn't real popular. So what he did was he kind of created a store, an efficiency store, and what he would do is he would have like pumps for gasoline for cars. He'd sell soda and beer and cigarettes and candy and that sort of thing to kind of supplement his income. And he did some milling, but he didn't do a lot.
Okay.
And he died in 1961, and the state took over the mill at that time.
Very good.
He lived in the blacksmith shop across the street. That he made that his home, and then after he died and it went back to the state, they took that blacksmith shop and they put it back to its original function as a blacksmith shop. So
can I ask what the door is for in this display?
oh, this door?
Uh-huh.
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
Well,
I'm sure it must have been part of
the original
the
building
original.
on the other side,
yeah,
or something.
Could be.
I had
Or
to
could be
ask.
from the blacksmith shop too. I'm not sure.
Well, it's a very neat display, and the typewriter is very interesting. Kids today would be looking at that, going,
Right.
"All right."
And they don't know what a phone is. We have the phone is over there in the corner, but they often ask, "What is that?"
Oh, because the rotary phone.
Yeah, it's a rotary phone, and they just haven't ever seen one before, I guess. So.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
So, how does a mill operate?
Okay, so these are 2 of the millstones. There were 4 here originally, and what they did was this is a crane that was used to raise and lower the top stone according to the consistency that they wanted the flour to be. In this picture, you can see the wooden kind of structure around that. That kind of operated as a funnel, and as the stones turned and the grains were ground into flour, the flour would move off of the stone and it would fall down in the basement, and they would put it in sacks down there. And they would either carry it by hand or use a pulley system, take it up to the 4th floor, and they'd lay it out on the floor to dry. And after it was dried, they'd put it in sacks and bring it back down, put it in barrels, and then ship it out to Joppatown, which was the main port at that time. And once the ships couldn't get into Joppatown, then Baltimore became the main port, and they'd take it there by horse and wagon.
All right. Well, thank you very much for letting me intrude on you today in your busy museum. And stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and everyone come and visit Jerusalem Mills in
Kingsville, Maryland.
Kingsville, Maryland. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a 2024 and another Goober calendar delivered to another historic site.